I'm sure many of you have been wondering, where is my Audi S4? Well, we're going to try a different type of video out today. This is my 2014 Audi S4. And if you're seeing this video, it has been sold. As many of you know, I bought this car a few months ago, to be honest, but it's time to move on to some more unreliable things. But this car deserves a little bit more attention, so this is why I'm doing a full in-depth review of my ownership of the S4. We'll start off with the spec that I got. So my car came with the glacier white exterior, and on the inside came with the magma red bucket seats. The S4 also came with a fully functioning sunroof on the top, which Audi S5 owners wish they had. My car came specifically optioned with the supercharged badge on the side of the fender instead of the 3.0T, which is a $500 option from factory. Now I have done some aftermarket stuff to the outside, but that is just the grille, and I have tinted the windows. Other than that, that is all stock. My car also comes with the 19-inch peeler wheels, which people seem to be a big fan of. I personally could go either way on it. I like kind of all of the Audi wheels, but I'm also a fan of aftermarkets. Now I will say that the dumbest feature that this car could possibly have is the headlight cleaning system, where the front of the bumper pops out and sprays windshield washer onto what is supposed to be your headlights, but ends up being the entire hood of your car. That basically sums it up for the outside, but I will say, at the time of recording this, I sold my car yesterday, and I can already tell I'm going to regret that decision. That's enough talking about the exterior. Let's hop into where the Audi truly shines, its S Sport interior. All right, let's talk interior specs. So this car with the magma red interior, the S Sport seats, and just the general overall appeal of it, the amount of leather and stuff, it is really comfortable interior. Audi does that really well. Maybe not as well as Mercedes, but definitely better than BMW, and that's just what they're known for, their whole mid-range area. Now, one of the best things about this car is just for the age, it is like the perfect interior. So it doesn't have all that black, piano black all over the place that is just fingerprints everywhere. It's got some plastic in some places, but most of this is spec'd with the brushed aluminum. You could also get it with the carbon trim option, which I do like a lot, but the brushed aluminum kind of brightens up the cabin the way that this is all set up. Now, this car is thankfully spec'd with the Bang & Olufsen system, which I feel like is a must. I don't know many of the cars that aren't spec'd with that. It does not have the sport differential, I believe, which is a really nice option. I don't know if I've driven one with it, but I test drove a few. It's a great option. One of the weirdest options that were available on this car was the whole navigation package, which if you didn't get it, all of the controls and stuff were up on the center console and not in like the middle part of the car, which made no sense. It was really weird. It just left the car kind of empty. So this one thankfully did have that package, and it doesn't look super strange. All right, so let's talk legitimate specs about this car. So from factory, it's that 333 horsepower that is talked about from that supercharged 3-liter engine, the 3.0T. Don't know why it's called a T. No one knows why it's called a T, but it's supercharged. My car has been tuned by Jackal Motorsports, so it is making an additional 86 horsepower, so it's somewhere around 420 to the engine, all-wheel drive plus drivetrain loss. It's probably somewhere in the 400s, maybe high 300s. But this thing moves from factory. I mean, the tune is just stupid, like stupid ridiculous. But from factory, this thing boogies. Now, this car comes with the adaptive suspension, so you can set it to like comfort mode or their dynamic mode, I believe it's called, but like the main sport mode along with auto and stuff. But if you're daily driving this car, the whole comfort mode and everything works great. You can probably legitimately average somewhere in the low to mid 20s if you're driving the car conservatively, which you won't do for one reason and one reason only: that supercharger sound. But like I said, it can be a really solid daily driver, which is what I bought it for, and then ended up never driving it as a daily driver because I was scared to, because I bought it with almost 100,000 miles, and that is something we will talk about later. Now, I've been driving it for a little bit in comfort, but that's not what this car is made for. You put it in dynamic mode, drop it down to second gear, and go. Oh yeah, that is fun. I mean, it's insane to think that you can get this level of power, comfort, and performance for somewhere in the 20s, maybe high teens if you find something lucky over on Facebook Marketplace. Now, realistically, what are the competitors for this? I mean, there's the 335i's, but those are going to blow up on you no matter what. The 340s are great cars, but you're not finding those for anywhere under $30,000 nowadays, because everybody thinks they are the best car ever invented for some reason. Over on the other side of the German, we have, you know, Mercedes and stuff, but again, their stuff is a lot higher quality, maybe not as more performance built, but you're not getting those for this kind of price range, these low 20s, high teens, for this kind of performance car. Now, yes, reliability isn't the best for these cars, but that's not what they're made for. If you want reliability, you go Honda, Toyota, maybe a Lexus, which I think Lexus, the RC series, are great. Those RC 350s, the RCFs, they're all great cars. But again, the price for those and even some insurance for those might be more than an Audi S4 from this generation. Oh man, and it burbles too from factory. This is great. I mean, this car from factory, you don't really need to do a ton to it. Now, yes, a tune is great for this car, but like you just throw a cold air intake on it, you can have all the fun in the world for $400 more. So let's talk about if you want to buy a car like this. So specifically the Audi S4 platforms, they're known for being pretty reliable. They have a few flaws here and there. That's well known. They're PCVs, thermostats, and water pumps are known for just failing for no reason. But other than that, there's not any real major issues. So the B8.5 platform is like highly recommended that you get. That is a nice R8. That's probably like a GT V10 Plus. That's really nice. Anyway, sorry, got completely thrown off track there. The B8.5s are what I would recommend going for. Don't touch the B8s if you're going for an automatic transmission. The DSGs are great, but the Mechatronic units are known for just complete spontaneous failure in those B8 platforms and anything prior to the B8.5. So look at 2014 Plus for those, and there is a police officer pulling someone over now in front of me. You want to grab that and point that? What is going on? What in the world is happening right now? This is the first time I'm trying to do a car review, and a police officer is pulling someone over right in front of me. I genuinely don't. He's got no plates. What is going on? Okay. Well, anyway, like I was saying, reliability is really solid for these, like I was saying, but definitely timing chains are the main thing. That's going to be a $3,000 job if you have to do it, $4,000. That, along with Mechatronics if you go the B8 platform, but don't go B8. Go B8.5 unless you're looking at a manual. Throw it in some corners here. I mean, it handles great. You can get them with the sport differential in the front, which is a huge upgrade as well. Just, it makes it handle like crazy, but you don't really need it, in my opinion. I think if you're driving most of the time on highways, maybe a couple back roads here and there, I don't think you really need it. Now, this car does come with launch control from factory, which is ridiculous that it comes with that. You just turn traction control fully off, foot on brake, foot on gas, and then let go, and it rips. I mean, the Quattro system in this has been, everyone rants about how good Quattro is, and I honestly have to agree. I'm not really biased towards Audi. I say as I currently own an Audi, but I don't anymore. But I mean, this thing will handle in any road that you throw at it, any back roads or anything. You do not really have to have that sport differential that people rant about. Seat options, I would say, I do like the Alcantara seats. I was looking at one which was Nogaro blue over the white Alcantara. However, that Alcantara absolutely sucks to wash. So leather is a great option. The Magma Red, that's the only reason I really pulled the trigger on this car, was because I wanted something that had at least some uniqueness to it. So with the Magma Red interior or some kind of nice exterior, we went with interior on this one. I think it was a great option. Carbon trim is definitely something that I wish that I kind of had. I do love the way that it looks, but for this spec, I don't hate the brushed aluminum and stuff. It makes the cabin look brighter. I've driven ones with the carbon trim, and it does kind of seem a little dark, a little bland. Doesn't really feel like a very bright cabin with that. But, you know, it's all kind of personal preference when it comes to that interior, exterior. Man, in sport mode with this tune, it does not like to do anything but go. God, this thing is... I mean, it's sad that I don't have this thing anymore. I don't realize it yet, but I will realize it when I do not own this thing. how unfortunate it is that I sold this. But overall, as I'm pulling in and finishing up this kind of review thing, I'm going to be honest, if you are looking for a car that can really do it all and not be too horrible, I mean, your gas mileage is going to be significantly more expensive. But other than that, I think this is a really solid car for the price, especially to get into like first German cars and stuff. But if you're going to do the work on it, make sure you either know how to do the work or have the money to pay for the work. Either way, it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be fun. But when it drives, it is great.